Welcome back, you beautiful people. Welcome to my bike cave. Yes, I'm back in here for another Blake build. Now this one, I'm gonna make all those comments come true that I did where I built my little man a balance bike, like super modern geometry. Look at it, it is so slack. Actually, it's too slack. Anyway, he's actually outgrown this already and he's back onto his little red one. Now, the comments at the end of that video I asked for were, should I build a adult sized balance bike? And everyone was like, hell yes, build one of them for sure and go and try and ride it on the trails. Now that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be building a adult balance bike. So let's get cracking. Actually, before we get super carried away, this is the actual idea that I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna make it as simple as possible, as simple as a balance bike. And this is what it's gonna look like. Wheel, obviously very important. Forks, again, very important. But this is where the simplicity comes in. Simplicity. Anyway, this is where it comes in. That's all I'm going to do. That is a massive scaffold board. And then I'm going to somehow fabricate a wooden seat. That's going to go there. I'm going to have some bars on it, a stem, bars. That's how simple I'm going to go. This is the donor bike. This is X-rated, dude. Alright, this is definitely going to be an X-rated adult balance bike. I'm going to be using this. I'm going to cut it there and there. Poor bike, rest in peace. And I'm going to try and mount that front end into the wood. That's what I'm going to be trying to do. I'm going to mount that into the wood. Right, first things first, this thing weighs an absolute ton. It's so heavy. But I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to make it as big as possible so I can cut it down, because I don't want to make it too small and then I end up having not much structural strength in the front end where I want it. I don't want it to snap. Alright, tools. Oh, hell yeah. That's way better. Thanks, Jen. Cake so early in the video. Damn. Look at that, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. I feel bad. Okay, now frame. I'm gonna cut this scaffold board in half. It's 240 long, so I'm gonna cut it at 120. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue and sandwich them together to give it a super thick frame structure to hopefully be strong enough. It's gonna be 3 inches thick. But before I glue it all together, I want to router out or machine out where the frame's going to sit in, and then when I put that in, I'm going to sand the frame down, make it all rough, glue it and epoxy resin it into the wood, and then have this stereo tube sticking out the end so it doesn't like move and twist. And then I'm going to bolt it and screw it and just make it super strong. Now hopefully that's going to work. Hopefully it should work. Okay, now that's 1 inch thick, and that, well, actually nearly 1 inch thick, and this is 2 inches thick, this tube. So, and it tapers, wow, it's 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this out, 5 mil there, 5 mil over here. And I'm going to just machine this out, half that and half this, so inch here, half an inch around here, and then I'm going to just slot that in there, Do the same on that one. Slot that on top, sandwich it together. Glue it in there, epoxy resin. I got some Gorilla epoxy. I'm going to chuck that all in there, sand this all back, like grind it all nice and get all this stuff off, and then bolt it all together. So I've got like a full frame setup. Okay, this one, it looks ugly in there. It's ugly, but that's going to be hidden. So this is going to fit in there like that, and sandwich that in there, and I'm going to do the same to this side, and then that will go on top like that, and glue this all together, and that is going to be the main structure of the frame. Right, let's do this. Okay, after taking that all out, that's been horrible. That just fits on there like that. It's quite snug, which is good. Don't mind it being super snug, as long as it fits in there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, get that off. This bit right here, I need to take off all of this paint, sand it all off with the angle grinder. And then epoxy resin, that in there, like that, squish it in, and then bolt it together. Right, look at that. Sanded down, I reckon that. That's going in there. What? Snug as a bug in a rug. And then that gets sandwiched in there like that. Oh yeah! And I found these in the cupboard. So, well, they're going straight through there like that. Straight through there. There's enough meat there to grab. But now it's time to glue and sandwich this all together. That's quite a lot of glue. That's quite a lot of glue. Right. Wood glue. Alright, that's looking good. There's a little bit of a gap there, but I can fill that, and that'll look super sexy. Now, I'm going to give it an hour or so to dry and set, but before I do that, I'm going to drill some holes in here so I can put in those coach bolts, and that'll actually help it clamp it more together. So I'm going to do that now. That's actually squeezed it out quite a lot. That's good. I'm glad I did that. I'm gonna leave that for quite a while. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. Oh man, Jen keeps making stuff for me to eat. This is like a little jam tart. Marmalade. Amazing, amazing. Right, this has had about an hour, but I don't think that's enough. I reckon it needs to be overnight, but we haven't got all night to wait. Right, I think I'm gonna grind these off. Maybe tie them up a little bit more so they're in the wood, and then I'm gonna grind them off, and then we're gonna be a-okay. Hey, grind up! Yeah, that looks good. I'm happy with that. Now, for the forks. You're gonna love it. It's so old school. I just hope it works. I hope it works. Let me go get them. Look at these things, blast from the past. Mazzocchi Monster Bomber forks from 2002. Let's put them on, because I'm excited to see what they look like. Let's put those crazy ball bearings in there. Put that up there. Oh no, dude! Look at it! Look at it! The geometry looks nuts. It's rather steep. That looks cool. That looks cool. Right, let's move on to that rear end, because we need a back wheel. So I'm going to cut off this bit here, but I just I'm going to use 26-inch wheel on the rear. I've marked out where I'm going to be sitting. I think with the reach on the bars and stuff, I'm thinking about there is where my bum's going to go. I'll cut that bit off there. So that is the frame. Big 4x2 here. And then I'll work on the rear end. Let's cut that then. There's no return right now. If I cut it, that's it. There's no going back now. That actually looks way nicer. Look at that, dude. Okay, this is going to be the swing arm. Super heavy duty wood, this. Okay, after doing some brainstorming, I've worked it out to get the actual right measurements to hold that hub in the back. I'm going to build my seat. I'm going to cut some ply, put it there, glue it the other side. So let's cut some 18mm ply. Okay, now there's going to be the seat. This is where I'm thinking of putting foot pegs if I'm gonna need them. Glue that on, and then I'm gonna put on the swing arm and glue that on, and then I'm gonna drill big holes so I can put the threaded bar through, so it's super strong and it's not gonna snap. So I'm gonna probably put 3 in. 1, 2, and 3. Right, there she is. Don't ask me how much it weighs. It weighs more than one bike, that's for sure. Right, let's assemble this thing. Nice! Well, the front end's on. Now I just got to deal with the rear, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right, mudguard. Saddle's there. Now, I want to put a mudguard on because I actually cut this bit off. Got this one. I reckon if I put that in there like that, I think it'll just finish it off really nicely and add a little bit of a modern touch to it. That was the last touch. Actually, I got one more. I got two more touches. But this, do you know what? It might be strong, it might not. It might just bend and snap off on a heavy impact. But we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go with that. If it does do some damage, I might just put a piece of wood underneath there, just to give it a little bit more support. But I think that's going to be good enough. I've done a test run, and it is scary with no brakes. It weighs 80 kilos. Let's see how much this thing weighs. Alright. 105 kilos. Whoa! That's 25 kilos. This is quite heavy.
The button.
Good, careful. Oh, it's recording. Fred, one final touch, and it has to be Blake Build sticker. Yes! You can actually buy these. If you go to our store, GMBN store, you will find these and a number of other stickers. Right, let's go to Windhill. Change the plan! We are at Rogate, not Windhill. I thought I'd change it up. I thought I'd come here. I got a crowd, got my fans for the old Fred. You ready? I'm not ready. There's a jump right there. Go. Oh. I don't need brakes yet. Oh, there's a jump. I know exactly the outfit for this! Oh gosh. Yeah! Thanks for watching another crazy Blake builds. This one has been a fun but challenging build for me. I've loved it. Welcome back, you beautiful people. I'm in my bike cave and I am here to build something. This is Blake Builds a Sidehack. Now there's nothing better than going out there on the trails and having fun with your buddies, shredding it and having a good time. But what happens if you've only got one bike and you've got a mate that hasn't got a bike? Well, you have to build something. And I'm gonna build a Sidehack. I got a welding helmet and I got a welder and I got some steel and I got an old dirt jump frame of mine from years and years ago. So I'm gonna somehow build a thing on the side of this bike so I can take Neil. Yes, Neil, I've called you. Hopefully it doesn't snap. Hopefully. Right. Let's go. Stayed up to like just gone 10 p.m. in the night, making loads of noise, and Jen came out and said, I think you better stop now because it's late. And I totally forgot about the time, but look how far we've got. Look at this. So I've braced it here. We've put a bolt through so it goes straight into the hub. I might weld this up onto here. I've braced this up here. This is all welded in. It is in there. I hope it's in there. But I'm going to put a bit of a flat bar, like plate, in here just to put a gusset there. So far, put a gusset there, and then we've just got to put a bar up, around like that, down, and the wheel. Tink! I'm going to cut it. I actually just need the front wheel. What if we just go down the first trail and the whole thing just snaps in half? I hope not. I hope not. Right, more cutting, more measuring, and more welding. We have a wheel. Look at this, man. It is, it's in there. Moment of truth. I'm gonna stand on it. It feels strong. It feels strong. First stance test. Let's continue. I haven't got much time. It is day 3. It's taken me so long to get to where I am right now. I've run out of steel, I've run out of gas, I ran out of wire in the welder. I made a mistake, so I had to redo loads of stuff. I've got so much more welding. I've got loads of gussets to put in and all that rad jazz. So I'm gonna work till the early hours of the morning to assemble it, weld it, complete this thing, and get it ready for the grand reveal at Windhill Bike Park, where Neil doesn't even know what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna continue into the deep dark depths of the night and get this thing finished. I can't wait to ride it. Right, welding time. Let's do it. Oh man, Neil's gonna love this. Neil's gonna love it. Neil! Hey Neil! Neil, look at this, Neil! I made something for you and I! Look! Oh, Neil! Look what I've built for you and I! Look! No questions. Jump on, Gromit. Come on. Come on. Quick. Let's get out of here, dude. It's easy. Yeah, it's easy. We're going some speed. Maybe behind now. Right. Do you trust me? No. Mikey, do you trust me? No. Gromit, pull it. Turning left. Oh yeah, dude. What's up?
You got a puncture.
Oh no. Ready?
Yeah. Better?
That's better, yeah. That's really better. Should we go down here? Should we continue going down the trail? Okay, before we go any further, we highly recommend you do not try this at home. Rocking up to your local bike park with something that you've built in your garage. We've had permission from a local bike park, Wind Hill, to ride this thing on a closed trail. And we ride in the blue and the red. So I'm a trained captain, and my monkey next to me is highly trained as well. Trained athlete. Actually, not athlete, trained captain, trained monkey, Wallace and Gromit.
It's got to be captive monkey.
3, 2, 1, go, let's go. Yeah. Oh, turn, you bugger. Oh, Neil.
Oh, that was good.
That was brilliant. That one there, I was like, we're missing this one.
Oh, you look like you were licked off the side of it.
That's why I leant in. I was like, no, come on. Oh. Do you know what side hacking does to you? What? Team bonding. Yeah. A friendship has bonded. You can feel the forks go. Welcome to my pro bike check. This is my Sidehack or Bodge. It's so good, man. We cleared all of that. Yeah. We cleared all of them.
And my feet were like, whoa.
I reckon we could do them big rolls up top.
Go on, then.
The second one, you touched down before me.
That was when I came off the, off the platform pedals.
Oh, dude, so good. I could do that. It's weird. It's different to. It's just I like it.
It's weird because we've both got to try and time at the same time.
Yeah, and you're further back than me, so again. Neil, hey, look at that.
We survived.
We survived, Neil. That is super fun. Like team bonding right there.
Team scariness together.
I thought I'd bring you along on what it's like to be riding with me.
It's good, isn't it? Imagine actually racing these things on a BMX track.
Actually really scary. But I think I can see the fun in it.
Oh yeah.
I reckon next challenge on this, bike packing, Neil. The ultimate bike packing rig this is.
Might need a new wheel first.
Yeah, that's shot, that one. Cup of tea?
Cup of tea.
Oh, you can hear that wheel, eh? I won't jump in it. Oh, we should have just jumped it. Oh, Neil, this is going to be really tight, yeah, dude.
I'm on the bird.
Oh, man, I'm on the bird now, dude. Oh. Oh. Oh, Bruce. Whoa, oh, my. Go, yeah. Oh, Neil, that was actually pretty good. I don't like these corners. These ones I don't mind. Oh, it's sped up, man. Welcome back, you beautiful people, and welcome to another Blake Builds episode where I am going to put my welding skills together and I am going to build a hardtail bike, a frame. Yeah, how hard can it be to build your own mountain bike in your garage? It's getting hard now, really hard. There's no going back now, man. Ha ha ha! Oh no. My plan in this video is to build a bike from scratch. What could possibly go wrong? I've built a work stand, a manual machine, a side hack, ultimate bike cave, and for some stupid reason, a human balance bike. Ever since I could remember, I've wanted to do this, and today is the day. And it all starts with some basic mild steel tubing. Okay, so the materials I'm using for this build, for the frame, is just mild steel piping. Now, when it comes to mountain bikes or any bicycle frame making, they use seamless tubing, which makes it a lot stronger. This has got a seam all the way, so it's, it's prone to crack down under super stress, which, to be honest, I'm not too worried about it. I'm on a budget, and all of this just, I think it came to about, I don't know, 100 pounds. So, I got a number of bits of tubing here. That will be the top tube. This will be my seat tube. This will be my down tube. I did think I would go and stick a big fat one, but it's gonna be heavy, this bike, and I don't want it to be too heavy, so kind of eliminated this one. And then these ones here are 16mm tube, and this is gonna be my seat stays and my chain stays. So I've got some of them, and I've got little bits down here, and then I've got this tiny little tube right here. This was gonna be my, like my little gussets that go between the chain stays. Give a little bit of a strength, but I'll see. So this is the steel I'm using. This big fat plate here, 6mm. That is gonna be for my dropouts on the rear for those aluminium things to bolt to, because yeah, I haven't got I haven't got all their tools, so I'm just going to use that, and I'm going to use that, and then just drill some holes and put it in there. This is the material I'm going to be using for this build. Mild steel for the bicycle. Okay, I hear you. What does bicycle mean? It means bicycle in Shona, which is the language they speak in my home country of Zimbabwe. So I did a little bit of homework on the frames I like, and obviously the frame I do love is the nuke-proof Scout. So I've got a few dimensions from that. I'm gonna try and stick to it. It probably will not end up looking like the Scout, but hey, what I did notice when I was looking at that little drawing you get on the website is that everything works off the BB. So I'm gonna work off the BB as much as I can. Right, get some angles going. Done my BB, I'm gonna work from that. Hopefully I don't make a mistake, but we can always see. Right, more time lapse. Okay, it's like just gone past 8 p.m. It's taken me pretty much all day faffing. I made a mistake. The head angle was totally out. It was ridiculous. So I thought, go back to the drawing board, draw it up again. I had a quick phone call with Rob at Nukeproof just to help me out and understand how the drawing goes, where it starts from, and blah blah blah, and how to put this there, and learning curve. I'm stoked. I can't wait now to cut all the steel, kind of measure it up again, cut it up, and start welding, and let's start making this first triangle. I'm gonna start with the front one because I feel like that's the easiest one, because the rear, gonna be doing some bending and stuff, you know, tire clearance. We need it. I started to cut up an old bottom bracket and head tube as the base of my frame. First one cut, that is the seat tube. I'm just going to cut all the tubes to the right length, because before I start welding them all together, I need to put in all the little accessories that I need to do now before doing it whilst it's all welded up. That makes sense, because it will be super hard to do all the little trinkets on the frame when it's fully built, because I won't be able to get in there. So I'm going to do that all before doing the welding. Down tube. Next step is to drill a hole and add a cap for the dropper post, and also make some tabs for a bottle cage. Oh. Bottle cage bolts in. Yes! Now we can start notching the tubes and putting in bottom brackets and stuff. Look, just that is done by eye. You can't just, oh, it's disgusting, but it works. It works. That is perfect. Perfect fit. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, right. I'm just gonna match this up. Spot weld it. Make sure it's all level. Then match it up to the drawing. And if it matches the drawing, like, good enough, I think it will be good enough. I tacked the down tube to the BB, and after a quick check against the drawing, it was spot on. Yeah. I've come to the head tube, which is a bit scary. Do you like my jig? So these are just magnets, and to be honest, they're working out okay. For now, they're probably, it's okay. It's okay. Now it's time to weld this guy onto here, level, and hopefully the head angle is good. I'll offer it up to the drawing when this is tacked on. Do I make a jig to make that straight, or do I just do it by eye? Well, here's a garage build. Do I just do it by eye? Or do I do it professionally? How can I do it professionally, Blake? You have no tools. Professional tools. Holy moly. That's not straight. Cut! 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 That was totally unacceptable, dude. Oh! Ah! Oh no. This is difficult now. I'm so worried. I'm just like trying to be so well, perfect, but it's not, is it? Because I haven't got a jig, and I'm just balancing the head tube of a bike in the air. Let's try that again. Head tube is on. Let's just hope it's kind of straight. I'm gonna take it to the drawing. That'll give us a rough idea that it's in the right place and the right head angle. Hey! After a couple duff attempts at welding the head tube on, we got there in the end. Nice and straight-ish. Nice and straight-ish. Whose idea was this? How hard is it to build a frame in your garage? Really hard. We should crack on. This is all tacked up. Front triangle. Let's move on to the rear triangle, which I feel like is going to be even more of a headache. Even more of a headache. I'm learning so much. Okay, the next step is the triangle, but before I start cutting the tubes and trying to bend them into place and stuff, I'm going to make the dropouts for where these are going to bolt to. So I've got this 6mm plate. I'm going to trace around this, and then I'm going to add a little bit of steel up here, blah blah blah, and probably add some bits like this so I can add, you know, weld the tubes to it. And yeah, this part here is going to be the easiest part, to be honest. I just got to cut two exactly the same. This is going to be the easiest part. The hardest part is bending the tubes, and oh my gosh, it's getting hard now, really hard. And I thought the front triangle was hard. Okay, this part is absolute crucial. Actually, everything on this bike is crucial, but this bit right here, I just quickly cut this, and it is totally wrong, because I rushed into it, and it's all skew-if. So this cut here is not very straight. This cut here is not very straight. So I rushed out, and I bought myself a pipe cutter. Now this thing cuts pipe to the straightest of everything, which is amazing, and I need that because this needs to be straight. Absolutely needs to be straight. Okay, dropouts in. I'm gonna put this all together. I'm gonna start cutting and bending and doing the rear triangle, which is going to be a hell of a task. I keep saying it. I am I'm tired now because of this thing. You know, I've only done the front triangle, but this is day 3. It doesn't look like it. This is day 3. Let's get this thing kind of complete now. My first job was to cut a new dummy axle for the rear triangle jig, and then I set out to make the rest of the jig and cut and bending my chainstays, which took a while. Oh, yes, that is an absolute milestone. An absolute milestone. Wow, the chainstay is in. I don't know if it's level or anything, but if it looks really good. It looks level-ish to my eyes. But if you were to put it in a jig, hell, dude, this thing will be like spaghetti, man. It's all wobbly. Right, but I am so chuffed with that. This is perfect. That is so good. That there fits in amazing there. There's no massive gaps. That is just So good to start welding on, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to put my other one on right here, which I need to still cut a groove in it, just like this one right here. This one's been beveled, whatever it is, I don't know what you call it, but that's to go in there. I just need to chop this a bit, make it the right length, and then, holy moly, mother of Moses, dude. I'm building a bike in my garage, and it's not easy, but it is fun. Let's do this side, and then get onto the seat stays, because, dude, that just looks like a bicycle straight away. There's no going back now, man. Ha ha ha! Snap! So I worked till the early hours of the morning last night, and it's the next day, but hey, we're not going by days, even though this is day 4 anyway. Now the frame is complete. Look at this. I just couldn't resist putting on my bottle cage and bottle in there. It just looks, it looks like a mountain bike now, but cable routing, cable organization, that's what I'm doing right now. And I came up with a cool idea. Yeah, you might not like it, but I've got some M6 nuts or M5 nuts, and that there, the internal diameter of that is the perfect external diameter of a brake hose. So I'm going to weld these little guys all along wherever I need them, so I can run my cables through them without cable ties. Boom, nuts. Not boom, cable ties, boom, nuts. So I'm going to weld these all up in some good areas so my cables stay in one area. So that's what I'm going to do now. Look at that though. Look at that. That's a bottle cage. I made that go there. I made it. I didn't buy a bike with it there. I made it. I can't believe I'm making a bike. After the cable routing, I started on my seat clamp, which in the end needed 2 bolts to work. Okay, this is the last bit of welding, and it's just this. Little tube, little gusset. That little gusset is going to go in there just like that. It's just going to add a little bit more strength to the rear triangle. And hopefully it doesn't flex as much. But that guy's going to go in there. And then it's, well, it's time to assemble the rig. I can't wait. Right, let's weld this in and then build it, and then I'll do a grand reveal, because you probably don't want to see the build. So I'll just go, voila! And here it is. Look at it! I'm still speechless on how this thing has turned out. It looks like a bicycle. Well, it is a bicycle. I actually made a bicycle. I made a bicycle. Look at it, man. I'm still admiring how crazy, like all these bends. It took me ages to do all this. Welding is not the best, but look at that. I built my first ever mountain bike, Hardtail, 29-inch wheels, with 150 mil of travel on the front. And it works, it rolls. One thing I haven't done is tested it, which I cannot wait to go and do. I'm gonna go bike packing on this thing, 2-day trip, and that is gonna give it the ultimate test. I'm gonna strap bags to it. I'm gonna go out there, spend a night, and just reminisce on how much I struggled to build this bike. It was the absolute head scratcher I learned a lot when I was building this. Now, when I drew it up, I kind of went off the same geometry and lengths and diameters and whatever from my nuke-proof Scout, and I thought I'd kind of stick to it. So the seat stay on this was going to be 440. It's actually a little bit longer, it's 442. The rear is, it's supposed to be dead straight. Kind of not. It just aims to the left a little bit, leans over there slightly. Now, with the head angle, it was a 64, what I was going for. This has come out at a 62, 63, in between the two. So that's not too bad. 14.4 kilograms, the whole bike. 3.8 kilograms just for the frame. So there you go. I built a bike, a mountain bike, in my garage. It was hard, head-scratchingly hard. I struggled with some bits, I made mistakes, but hey, kind of go to appreciate how much it takes to make a mountain bike. In the darkness of the night, there were sparks flying. A creation was occurring. I'm definitely not lying. A machine on two wheels was the plan in my head. The bending of metal, no easy task, when at times I was dreaming of my big cozy bed. The days and nights rolled out, but the magic was happening. A magician I'm not, but on creating something special, I crown myself king. So finally, after some blood, sweat and tears, the garage doors opened, and out of the mist, the silver streak emerged from the void. A drum roll was needed to get the gist. A test ride was coming to see how it performed. The speed and the grace would be second to none. My helmet was on and I was ready to go, feet on the pedals to ride off into the sun. I could hear the crowds roaring, well, if they would be there, and not in my head. The silver streak rolled down the drive as I pushed on the pedals, and off we fled. As I set off, I realized I might have to rethink the name. This quirk is unique, a challenge when riding no bike the same. Okay, so it doesn't like straight lines and prefers to ride sideways. At least it's not drab. So on reflection and a lot of thought, there was only one name a pit. Meet the Crab. Alright, the hustle and bustle through the town is done. A little bit of canal path. I'm about 12 kilometers in. I've got 48 kilometers to go. And the anxiety is for real, man. I am so nervous. I keep looking down like, is it flexing? Is it making noises? What is the bike doing? Whew. But I'm taking it easy. I'm not gonna go flat out. I'm going snail's pace because I'm riding a bicycle that I made in my garage. And I don't want to break it straight out the front door. Don't want to do that. I'll see how far I can go. If it breaks, it breaks. But it needs to break far away from home to make it an epic adventure. But so far, so good. Oh man, it is quite scary, this. Look at it. Garage bike Blake builds. Never done it, and we're doing it. We're out here on a bike that I made. Scary. Perfectly graded road for me. I asked him to do that. I asked him like, "Oh mate, can you like make the roads nice and smooth for my bike, please? I don't want it to break." Whoa. Wait. Someone's getting married. Wow. Today is a good day. This is what it takes to get a shot. It's a lot of back and forth on your own, but I love it. You got a dirty ass, dude. You got a freaking dirty ass, man. Goats. Pretty handsome looking things, huh? Goats, they're probably the first friends I've made in 3 hours, look. $47K, 47 kilometers in. Can't complain. It's actually beautiful right now. Found a pub. It's called the Half Moon. Yes. All right, let's go in now. I'm starving, man. Right, before I leave the pub and go set up camp, here's a little summary of day one of what I think about the bike that I've built. At the start, I literally thought the thing was gonna break because I didn't trust my welds. I was full of anxiety. I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna bend, it's gonna twist. The first big bump I'm gonna hit is just gonna bend. Plus I've added a lot of weight. The tail, what do you call it, backloader, that is full of stuff, and that adds a lot of weight to the bike itself, especially so high up on a seat tube on your seat post. I literally thought it was going to twist and break at the bottom. And then the front loader with my tent, do you know what, I was so scared of going downhill, pressing on the front brake and the whole front end just going collapsing underneath me. But apart from all of that, the day went through. I did about 4 hours. I did about 30. How many kilometers did I do? I did 64 kilometers today on the bike that I built in my garage. And the thing is brilliant. It pedals well. When I stand up on it, it's perfect. Literally thought the bottom bracket was going to fall out when I went down a hill because I'm standing on, putting all my weight on that BB. But I am so chuffed. Hey, I built that in my garage with no knowledge at all, with hardly any welding experience. Just goes to show, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. To anything. That, even though it took me a whole week to build. But there you go. The crab lives on till day 2 tomorrow, which it's another 64 kilometers to the beach where I can have an ice cream. But the weather is not so good tomorrow. It's a bit wet, but hey, I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked, absolutely stoked. Can't believe I built a bicycle. So, as you can see, I stayed in a hotel yesterday because just before I left the pub, I thought, let me check the weather because it started to get a bit windy. And sure enough, it was amber warnings all around the place for wind, strong winds, and rain. So I decided to chicken out and go stay in a hotel. So I went to the nearest one. There was one room available and I had my name all over it. So I stayed in the hotel and I had a nice breakfast and a shower, and I'm fresh and ready to rock and roll to head down to Bournemouth. And the weather is windy, but I'm following these little lanes, so I'm not really getting too much of it. It's wet today, all that rain. See, look at this. That was wet. That was wet. Oh, tar road. I love bike packing. The cycling, right? It's a super slow pace of life. You get to experience everything that's around you. Small little villages like this one right here. And these telephone boxes. Great British telephone boxes, which are now little libraries. How cool is that? Look at this. Literally thought I wasn't gonna cross then. Ooh, right. Wheat fields. And I can't smell the ocean just yet. Right. This was a dangerous shot, because I'm walking on this stuff, and this is it's like all the crap. It's all the crap from the sheds where the cows sleep on. It stinks. I nearly fell in that. Look. Oh, that was so close. Right, moving on. This trail is so overgrown. It's incredible. There's stingers, brambles, which are like thorny creeper things that just like come on the trail. Stingers everywhere. Oh man, it's ridiculous. Oh, I'm riding like I have a courier bike, a fixie, super narrow bars. Man, that's ridiculous. From the overgrown trails in the middle of nowhere, I'm on this cycle route into Bournemouth. I've made it, everyone. And the bike, actually I made it. The bike, I'm so chuffed with the bike. It's incredible. I keep saying incredible. I should find another word. It's astonishing. Woo. I got so much to do. Huge project coming up very soon. It involves 4 wheels. So stick around for that. Well done, Bournemouth. Well done for these cycle tracks. Super smooth. Like connecting everything. Incredible. Again, I'm using that word incredible. It's outstanding. The sea is near. Which way? That way. Finally made it. What the hell? That was a hell of a journey. So tired though. Got myself an ice cream. Weather's not too bad down here in Bournemouth. Made it from A to B on this rig that I built in my garage.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. I have found the solution to all your problems when you're learning to do the manual or the wheelie. You kind of loop out and it hurts a little bit. Yes, the manual machine works and I have built one, but this is the evolution of that. And it's got motion involved. And it's on the back of my bike. Look at this thing. This is the manual bar, the wheelie bar, the anti-loop out bar. I'm gonna build this in my garage and I'm gonna ride it and test it. It's good, actually, really good. It actually works. Okay, we've worked out the angle, written it all down, kinda, but let me talk about the materials I'm gonna be using for this build. So for the back, where the wheel is gonna hit, where basically the stand's gonna hit the ground and stop you from looping out, I'm gonna put these wheels on there. These are your generic scooter wheels with ABEC 9 bearings. I've got some miscellaneous bits of tubing here for bits and bobs that I'm going to need. My box of treasures, nuts and bolts and some plates, some flat plate. But this is going to be the main part of the structure. I'm using this 14mm, it's basically mild steel tubing. It's seamed, so it's basically the same stuff I used on the Crab. I built a bike in my garage, this garage, using mild steel. These are actually the offcuts from that. It's actually quite heavy, but it's going to be quite strong. There we go, and I've got it, and it's now time to start cutting and creating my monster, my Franken wheelie bar. Frankly, I hope it works. Right, cut them. They're going to be the bottom legs. The top ones are going to be 120, but I've only got 4 meters of this stuff, so that's 2 meters. Should have ordered more steel, but anyway. Right, so I'm going to measure the back hub. This is a guesstimate because I can actually just bend it in. 18. So the gap here should be 18 there. Now I got 2 wheels, but I feel like I'm going to use one because if I start to move on the back, I want it to basically move on this so I don't feel like I'm stuck there, which actually might be a good thing. No, I'm going to go with one. So I'm going to have one wheel round about there like that, and that's going to stop me from whacking my head and turning blue and noise. That is going to go there, somewhere like that, and that will go up to the seat stay, and I'm going to work out somehow clamping it to my seat stay without crushing it. It looks like a drag racing vehicle. What? Right, let's do this. Well, it actually tells you on here. So I was going for 180mm. The length of the spindle is 174, so I was pretty close. Pretty happy with that. Threaded bar goes all the way through. It's basically just gonna clamp the frame or squeeze the frame down onto the hub, and it's gonna be strong. I've got to show you this. Duck on the bike. Mum and Dad bought this for me for my birthday. I thought, oh, it's perfect. The boys love it. It's a bit of fun. Look at it! Freaking airhead, dude. It'd be cool if it took off, but it doesn't. It's quite funny. I quite like it. It's made out of metal. Look at him. He lives in this box, so he doesn't fade away. Anyway, he lives up there. Duck on a bike.
For decoration only, this is not a toy.
It's not a toy, it's for adults. I don't know why Mum got it for me. I'm not an adult. Okay, these got 2 of them. I'm gonna cut a little groove in here, and then I'm gonna place these in there so I can weld them in. These are basically gonna be my mounts for the axle for this wheel right here. And then we've got kind of a fixed area zone for that. Then I'm gonna brace here, but I need to make sure it's the right length. Don't be scared.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Wow. Look, making. And I've got peanut butter all over me. Get it, Mummy. You scared? Bye-bye. Peanut butter. Oh.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Look at this box. Oh, I love this box. I'm slowly collecting nuts and bolts and bits of like washes, and this gives me goosebumps. Look, goosebumps. Pin goosebumps. Weird, aren't I? I'm weird. I've made my little chamfered spacers things. This guy goes on there like that. And there's spread eagle like that. Let's do a nylock. This actually works up quite perfect, the spacing. It needs to be 180 or 174 is the length of that.
Oh, those ABEC 9s.
Those ABEC 9s, dude. Oh. Man, I like working with steel when it works for you. Right, that goes on there. I'm gonna make that sort of machigana. That is there like that. Put a brace to there. But I think I'm gonna do this last, because if I do this now, it'll stiffen it up. I quite like that. That actually looks really good. Looks good. Wheelbarrow. Anyway.
Nothing you've made has failed on the welds yet.
Shh, Nick, don't say that now. This is where it loops out and I turn blue. And I go, "Ugh." I have learnt a bit more about welding. Don't rush it, and just concentrate. It's gonna work. And what's actually filled me with confidence is racing the crab. That has definitely filled me with confidence on my welding, because I raced a bike I made in this garage and it didn't break, and I was very scared for my life the whole day. But it's all right. I live to tell the tale. Definitely needs to move over that way a bit.
It's looking quite choppery.
It's definitely looking choppery, dude. Look at it. That is next generation of manual machine. And then just to get the eye in, that one's gonna go to there and to there. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. Look at that. My poor scalp goes through hell. It's the perfect bike for it. Has anyone seen a wheelie bar on a bicycle? Probably, but to be honest, I haven't seen it in my eyes, really.
Are you stupid for doing this then?
I think I am stupid for doing this. Oh, I need to cut that, scratch in the frame. So I need to grind that. It's not strong, but it looks like a dragster. It does need a shift over this way a little bit. It's a bit, not in the middle.
You're getting flashbacks to the crab.
Yeah, and weirdly it's to the left. Right, now we need to set the wheelie bar. I feel like that's too high. Now from the the manual machine, that is definitely a catch to loop out. So I thought that this is like the perfect angle of the manual. At this point, that there, be like the 9 o'clock boys. Like full, do you know what? I might go to the extreme.
I think because your weight will be way over it.
Yeah, the weight will be too much, I reckon.
Yeah.
I feel like it just needs to drop a little bit before I start welding these bits in here, and then I'll clamp it on there and on there. I love this tool. No noise, no sparks, and it's a clean cut, literally. My eyeballs couldn't do it straight enough.
It's the one tool where you can't bugger it up, that's why.
It's true, but you can bugger the tool. This is my second one. I broke the other one.
Well, it wouldn't be a Blake Builds without.
A mistake.
Yeah. Go on.
So I've done it the wrong side. It should have been this side, obviously, Mr. Samson. Should have been there.
This isn't the first time this has happened.
No, it's not. There was multiple mistakes on the van build. If you haven't seen it, I built a van, a camper van. I converted a panel van into, I would say, the ultimate mountain bike van for me. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Now. Oh my gosh, dude. Look at the state of it. It's a wheelbarrow now.
It looks good.
Does look good, doesn't
It
it?
looks good.
It looks incredible.
Symmetrical.
Yeah.
Everything.
They're all done by eyeballs. So after thinking to make it easy and quick, I'm gonna use these. And if they don't work, then I will mock up some U-bolts and then bolt them together. So I think that is the strongest way, but I'm sure this will be fine. I'm sure it will be fine.
What if this doesn't work?
Well, if this does... Oh, what, the actual whole project? Yeah. If it doesn't work, you're laughing stock. People will be saying, I told you so.
Maybe people will never see this video.
People probably will not see this video. This will not see the light of day. Flippin' heck, that is brilliant. If I say so myself. Oh my gosh. That is brilliant. It works. It works. Let me clamp the other side. Let's get it try it. Let's go try it. And never loop out ever in my entire life. Be weird if it's too low and I can't actually manual it. Nick, can you manual?
Yeah,
You are going to after today. Let's go and snap it. Let's go. Where's my helmet? Oh, it's just scary. It's scary. She's not straight, but she's true. Let's test it. It feels weird because at that point is where I want to hit the brake. And when I hit the brake, I don't use it. So I'm gonna go death grip and then just loop out and see if I can actually roll on that. Okay, project. It works. It stops you from looping out, which is the perfect thing. I haven't gone over the back and turned blue. But one thing is that when two wheels are down on the floor and I'm trying to rely on it, like stay on it and go down the road, it actually pulls you. You can't actually steer with it. So something here that can actually move around would be good, because that means you can, if you're leaning to the right, you can actually turn, and this will actually turn as well. So it works, it's strong, it hasn't bent. It's actually all right. I'm gonna keep playing with it. Now, if you want to just learn and let it stop you from looping out, this is perfect. This is the answer, because you're learning it in motion. But I was trying to rely on just riding on this, having the two wheels just like, set back, relaxed, like I'm on a Sunday chair thing. Anyway, you can't really do that. I spent like 2 hours trying to do that. And because this is fixed and this is fixed, you have no way of making it navigate down the trail or down on the road. Having something here that's a bit like a fishtail, so you can actually manipulate it, would be key. So that's probably the one thing I would change there. But apart from that, it looks incredible. It's silly. I love it. Hopefully you even loved it. Welcome back, you beautiful people. Say hello to my little friend. This is the Works Nitro LeafJet 12 volt with a 4 amp hour battery. Perfect for those autumnal months when they strike, you can blow all those leaves away. But what's gonna blow your mind is my idea to make this thing even better. So the wife said I need to invest in a leaf blower, and I said yes, we do need one because I love my gadgets. So I got the Works Nitro LeafJet. It comes with a 4 amp hour battery, 2 turbo settings right here. It's very lightweight. Most of the weight is actually in the battery. You got an inlet here where it sucks it in. You got an outlet here which it thrusts out. You got 2 settings, volume and you got speed. Speed is going to be my friend, but the thrust that this thing gives off is pretty extravagant. It's 696 meters cubed an hour, which got me thinking, I need to do some maths. Equals 1.6 kilograms times W. W standing for works. So how many leaf blowers is going to take me to push a bike along with me on it? 1.6 kilos of thrust. That's quite a lot. My mind is fried. Let's get building. Oh, that guy's super switched on. Right, no credit to me for that. I asked on Instagram, can someone help me work out the thrust that one of these can give and blah, blah, blah. And thanks to Flo on my Instagram for giving me the equation for that. I wouldn't be able to work that out. I've been using a lot of steel in my work, and it's no exception today. I've got some mild steel tubing. Now it's really small, thin stuff because weight is an issue, because I'm gonna be propelling myself using leaf blowers. And a little bit controversial as well, I'm gonna be using my gravel bike. It's got curly bars. I'm not gonna be using my scalp. But this is lightweight, it's got fast rolling tires, which is key, they're narrow. And on the rear triangle, I got some bolt mounting bits to hold on panniers. So I'm gonna utilize those to hold the rack, which will hold leaf blowers. Leaf blowers, not just one, 8 of them. Let me get them. Of them. Look at that. So now it's the tough task of trying to mount all 8 of these to the back of the bike. Right, before we get carried away making the rack for these things, let's get these on charge because there's 8 of them. 8 of them. So I'm thinking of mounting like this. 8 of them like that, and like that. But then this will be on here like this. There. Looks like crazy exhausts, dude. What does it feel like? Your hat's gone! Home run for the hat! Wait, calm down. I think I'll just cable tie it. Then, with the pop, just weld that on there. I think that'll work. It'll work. Oh, I've freaking switched on, I tell you. I've switched on. Battery died. My time, it's my favorite time. It's welding time. First mounting bracket complete. Now to just copy and paste. Nick said, oh, it jumped, it jumped. It did actually jump. Looked at the replay of the slow-mo and yeah, that was terrible. Can't really get in there. All right, we'll clean that up and I'll do that again. Do that again. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to make a bracket that goes from these two bolt holes here all the way around, and I'm going to basically make like a goalpost around here so I can mount each one of these on there and mount the leaf blowers on. We did work out the full weight of what's going on the back of the bike. It's roughly 22 kilos, which is an e-bike. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Same again the other side. Just gotta make sure it's level.
How are you doing that? What's your method?
Using my eyes. My eyes are pretty straight. It's about, it's, yeah. Right, make sure it's level. It's a bit big. Hang on. Oh, hang on a minute. Can I fix it? Yes, we can. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Hopefully I haven't ruined the pipe. Oh my gosh. Do this for the first time. Keep it in the same bend. Oh my gosh, it's going the other way. Anyway. Too late to turn back. Oh, right, we got there in the end. Very Heath Robinson, like I've said. That guy's gonna go in there. That guy's gonna go in there. And yeah, and then this is gonna be welded on there. Second favourite tool after the grinder. But this is bloody good, isn't it? Look at that. Clean cut. This is going to be tricky. Like, I'll try it. It's about right, isn't it? Oh! Don't laugh, Nick.
You jinxed it.
Yeah, I'll do. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to brace it here, so it gives it a little bit more structural strength. Even though these are they're going to be welded on here, which will give it strength, but I'm just going to add in a little bit more round about here because I've got some spare pipe. So I'm going to weld that in there, middle, and then that should be good. And then I'm going to put that on here, measure out the little gap I need here because I'm going to cut a little bit of pipe, and then we'll mount the leaf blowers and then go 100 mile an hour down the road. Okay, now we're on to mounting these rocket connectors, the leaf blower connector bracket Michiganer. So I'm going to tack it on there, and then I'm going to make sure it's level so it's not firing up and it's not firing to the floor. Someone did say that why don't you aim all of them down to the ground? Then it pushes against the ground to get you along. Yeah, makes sense. But you'll be, I don't know. And then someone said fan them out like this, and I was like, no, I think I'm just gonna fire them out because a rocket is literally just out. So I'm just gonna make them level. I'm gonna weld it there like that. Bling. Tack it in. Oh, I love creating monsters. This is weird. This is weird, isn't it? This is weird. This is weird. This is weird. Look at this little nugget, huh? This little nugget is going to go in here. And that will space out the whole item so it doesn't basically hit on my cable here with the battery. And that will be 155. 150 for the hub. I've gone for 2.5 mil each side, just a bit more clearance. To be on the safe side because of all this up here. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm gonna weld that in, weld the other one in there, make sure it's all straight and level, look at it, tack it, tighten it up, put the blowers in there. And then full thrust ahead. Oh, look at that little elephant.
I've never seen a welder do that.
Nor have I, but it's got 2 ears, obviously, and a trunk.
Obviously an elephant.
Obviously, it's obviously an elephant. I'm gonna get rid of the elephant. Oh, dude, this is ridiculous. Look at the state of it. Oh. Like a glove. I'm like a mad scientist, dude. With my equation on the board, my rocket-propelled bicycle. I actually don't know how heavy it's gonna be. Oh my! Well, it's not that bad. We need to pump these tires up rock hard, tidy up, and go out and blow this village up. Right, let's go give this thing a go. Literally just wants to do a wheelie, look.
How is it?
It's incredible. Evel Knievel, man. I could jump over this wall into those sheep. I'm getting a few dodgy looks though. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of them. I think it's because of them. I think it's because of them. Anyway, I'm having fun. I don't think I'm going to beat any speed records, but it's bloody good. What a weird contraption and a crazy idea. It's something that has been boiling in my brain for a very long time, and I finally got it to work. Well, I finally got Works to, you know, part with 8 leaf blowers. Thank you very much to them. But it was something I really wanted to do, and I got the idea from Sam Pilgrim because he put this humongous fan on his back. And I was like, oh my gosh, how I want to do that. And I thought, hell, I think 8 leaf blowers will do the trick. Now, with a bit of maths and stuff and help from other people, worked it out, it got it, propelled me down the street, was incredible, sounds nuts. Welcome back, you beautiful people. I'm back in the garage, but today I'm building something a little different, but kind of the same. I built a hardtail in the garage, but how hard is it to build a full suspension bike? Oh, I cannot wait. But I'm gonna build a jig this time, because last time I didn't. It's a trail killing machine. Right. Got bits of steel here. We've got 80 mil, 40 mil. This is going to be a jig. Now, in the previous build I did it in here. There was no jig whatsoever. And I ended up calling it the crab because it was, let's just say it didn't like going in a straight line. It actually rode in a straight line, but it was all twisted and cockeyed, and that's not good. So, I've got this, 80 mil, 40 mil, and I'm just going to weld them, and that'll be the rear. That's going to be the BB. That's going to be the front. Can't wait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fake hub right here. I'm going to weld that. So that's going to be my fixed point on my jig. So I can actually use this in the future if I want to build another one. So what I can do is you can put that on there like that, and you can get your head angle, 72, 69, that's a good number. Then in the middle here, I've actually got these plates like this, and I've got some big bolts. So they're gonna be sandwiched, but these can be moved along. My BB is gonna be here, but I can adjust my BB length to however I want it. And then again on the rear for the hub, I'll have a fake hub in here. So when it comes to building the rear triangle, I can do that. I bought some new safety glasses. I think I bought them because I wanted to look more sophisticated in this build. You ready for it? There we go. Hair protection. Sophisticated.
Some big words.
I don't have any big words. Got the fork in there. Just want to see before we go and get a sandwich. So that's what's going to lock it in place. See, and I can totally just move it. So if I put the laser on, it should run directly in the center of this because, well, I've measured it loads and loads and this is all married up perfectly. I've got a head tube here, so I've got multiple sizes, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. And that can and then I can clamp it all down using this as the jig. It's a very expensive jig, but that's how I'm gonna get a head angle. Ream that thing out. All of this to make a frame. And this is probably not super precise. It's precise, but not super precise. But it's definitely gonna help me keep everything in line. And I've used the laser, and if the laser is like, the laser liners, everything is bang on. If it looks good to the eye, then it's good. Look at that. We done boo-boo. I measured it wrong. Totally out. I've done another boo-boo. I forgot to do the diameter of the hole again.
Can we see your mistake?
Yeah, look, you can't see it because the hole's up here. It's at the edge of my... Look, see it? See that little hole there? It's there, not there. Oh well.
Wouldn't be a Blake Builds, eh?
Wouldn't be a Blake Builds without a mistake. That's right, Nick. I knew the day, I just knew the day that today would be the day I use these. I've been collecting these every time I get a new pedal. I collect all the spare pins. Look at that, Nick. So what I'm going to use these for is grub screws. The jig's turning in more of the work of art than the actual frame. I haven't got there yet, but it needs to be perfect. So that slides and there's a bit of play. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 2 holes, thread them, and then I'm going to sink 2 of these in here, but probably at the back, or it doesn't matter where, but in there, so it'll lock it in place because I need to somehow support the seat tube. And then, follow me. Over here, we have another little one. So this one, I'm going to weld it to there. So that's going to be stuck. And then what I'm going to do is drill another little hole and put another one there. And then on the end of this, follow me. We'll go over here into this. Now this is a old Halo hub 20mm spacer. It's nice and tapered because that means it'll fit in there and then get all level. And then that, I'm going to fix this to this rod here, and then I can move it in and out to make this level, and this is all going to be locked on to there like that. Right, let's just do that then. I'm really happy with this. This has worked out well. I can adjust my BB height. I can make sure I can get the right seat tube angle. I got my rear right here with the hub for the triangle. And we've got that up there. I think it's time to start creating the frame. Yes! That took ages. Right, I'm gonna try and make this a reality and see if it can actually turn out to be exactly what is on this whiteboard, on the jig that I've made, and the internet and everything. All right, let's get it. So I'm using a donor frame, the Kona Stinky Deluxe. Now, I'm a big fan of the Stinky, the Kona, because of back in the day of the Kona Clump team, which is free ride and all that rad jazz. Absolutely loved it. So I'm using this as a donor because I want these rockers. But there's one thing I need to do, and to get it right is this eye to eye length right here. So from the rocker to the main pivot down here, I need to know this and just copy and paste and put it on my bike, because if without that, I don't think this 4-bar linkage is going to work with this rocker. It's now day 3 of the build, and I'm going to need a little bit of help from an old pal of mine, Paul from BTR. He's been producing beautiful handcrafted mountain bike frames since 2011, and definitely a guy I have some questions for. But first, I need a hand bending some tubes. So Paul's just machined that probe down. Basically that goes inside the tube, and it goes all the way to the point where it's going to bend and stop it from creasing, hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, that basically goes inside the tube
There.
while it's bending, and then it helps support the inside of the tube there to stop it getting kinked. You also stop that
The flat.
getting squished down as well.
Yeah. So I thought we'd just come here and just, oh yeah, just bend it. No. I've got a question for you.
Right.
Because I'm building a full SAS. Linkages. Now, I'm going to go with a 4-bar linkage. Easy, harder, more complicated.
Yeah, it's definitely more complicated. There's more pivots and more things to get straight, more flex. Everywhere there's a bolt, you've got a little bit of flex in the bolt. All the bearings, you know, they're pressed into something, and so they can move around in where they're pressed. There's a little bit of movement like in the bearing races.
So using rod ends is a bad idea.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh man, the weather out there is incredible for building a frame. Now, a wealth of knowledge, Paul. Thank you very much. He's helped me bend this tube. That's gonna go there. I like the bend. It just gives it a bit more character. Maybe we should name it after this bend. Anyway, thank you very much for that. And now I reckon it's time to start cutting some tubes and notching some tubes. Right, we've been here for 20 minutes. I'm slightly anxious. I think I'm overthinking everything, but I don't want to mess up a cut. I've cut it once, and I'm a bit nervous. So I've got my notch. Now, Nick has said, no, it's right, you just mirror that. Obviously, but I was thinking like, no, it's backwards. If I cut this out, that should fit in there like that. Right, because I am using mild steel, there's a join here. This is where they fold it and join it and turn it into a tube. So that is a weld line. And I don't want it on the front, because if you have it on the front, when you sat on your saddle, the pressure of you forcing down is pushing your seat post like this. You don't want that in the front, because it'll just crack along the seam, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna put it on the back. But I've just done my first big mistake. I'm using different pipe.
That's what size is that? That's the one.
This is the. Luckily, I got enough for my top tube. I hope. Because I'll be getting back.
Is that the top tube stuff?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
It's not your first mistake.
First mistake in this frame making.
Today.
Today, so it's my 8th. That goes on there like that. And that goes on there like that. Oh, Nick, I love it! I absolutely love this process, dude. I get teary-eyed and goosebumps all over my body. Oh, that fits like an absolute glove. You can build a jig in your garage, man. Just gotta put your mind to it. Love it. So this is my top tube. I'm going for a medium-sized frame because I'm a small dude. Well, that's not small. I'm like average size. I'm not small. I'm average. An average brain as well. Anyway, 592.71.
Not too short? No. Yeah? You just had a bit of weld in there, though, right?
Oh, dude. Fiddlesticks. Look how short it is. Anyway, it's been a really good day. On that note, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna order some more tube. See ya. I've got to make sure I get this right, because if I don't get this right, the suspension's not gonna work.
You're used to that with a hardtail.
I'm used to that with a hardtail, but I don't want the bike to be eating itself now, do we? This part is quite detrimental because this is my main pivot bearing. This right here, I just shrunk a BB and it looks ugly, but it will look good after this. Now I'm gonna cut a 40mm hole all the way through because that's 40mm. That's gonna sit in there, but this piece right here, I'm gonna keep this as a bridge between the BB and my main pivot bearing because I can't have it directly onto my BB. I don't want it to be. Cool.
It's a bit sunny.
It's sunny out there, dude. Oh my gosh. That's good. That's really good. I'm nervous because I'm cutting the top tube and I don't want to mess up yet again. This point right now is very important to get right. Everything needs to be lined up. So Paul reminded me to drill a hole, a little 3mm hole, places where the gases can escape so it doesn't pop your weld. So I'm gonna do just that. Perfect opportunity before I close this up. Dude, I'm excited. We've got all this tacked up. We need to cut and make this spindle here enough for it to grab for my main pivot. But yeah, I like it. I don't have a lathe, I just don't have a lathe. I've got friends that got lathes, but I can't just keep going there. So I went to where I bought all my steel from, and they had these sockets, like nut sockets, extension pieces. And these are bang on the money to go in there like that. See that? So they hold the original bolts that holds the rocker to the frame. But I'm going to sink this in a bit of tube, and that is going to be my inserts to the tube, which I can notch out over here because it's not going to be on the outside. It's going to be recessed into the seat tube. But I don't want to hinder where the dropper is going to go, because if I do it, my dropper is going to be like flipping up here. So that's my theory. But that looks quite cool, doesn't it? I like that. I like that a lot. Keep touching stuff. It's time to. Oh my gosh, look at those little spot welds in there. Hey, that's probably the best little spot welding I've ever done. So I was thinking, I'm gonna need to make another jig, but Nick, actually, this goes to Nick because he said, you just use your seat tube jig to hold on your pivot point. And I was like, flipping heck yes, Nick. Dude, that's ridiculous. So how hard is it to make a full suspension bike in your garage? It's actually quite hard. It's really hard. There's a lot of mind games, a lot of maths, a lot of angles of the fandangles, but I'm on day 5, solid 5 days, plus a few evenings. So if you were to do it in your garage, I wouldn't recommend it. Don't take it from me. Do it if you want to, as a project, whatever. I'm going to use these from my old dirt jump bike, from a Saracen ALX. So what I'm doing is I need to put in a piece where the chainstay is going to mount and the seat stays are going to mount. So I ventured down the road to my very good neighbour, Dave Jacquin. This gentleman right here.
Hey.
That's Dave Jacquin. come here because we want to machine this down, and Dave has one of these.
All right, bit noise.
We are such hobbyists, it's amazing. This is the spindle to my main pivot. So we've got to cut it and then got to run a thread through it as well. Oh, sounds amazing. Hey? Oh, look at that little wheel movement. Oh, dude, don't. Now that is a piece of engineering.
And look what it looks like with the wheel in as well, no?
Yeah.
What was this, 27.5?
Yeah.
You've got the clearance here,
Nick.
dude.
That's a big boo-boo. Nick, we've actually done the biggest boo-boo ever. You can't presume. This is the biggest blunder. I've done so much work, and I thought, oh, I could just use these rockers, blah, 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 and they're probably in the comments already. I got goosebumps, I got all cold. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work with the length of these. These were designed for a 26-inch wheel. I'm gonna make this, and then I'll think about this in a minute. Oh, bugger, Nick, you pointed out the craziest thing just because, yeah, it's a blunder. It would have been a 27, 26 park bike. That could still work. Nick Winkle like that, yeah. This is very Heath Robinson, man. This is where frame builders around the world will be going. So what I'm doing is giving myself some clearance. Like I'm whacking with a hammer and it's not cracking. It's ridiculous. So I'm trying to make a clearance for a 2.6. It looks so ghetto, doesn't it? It's so ghetto. Like all the intricate bits of my build are so ghetto. Like the rest of the stuff, like, oh, that looks cool. But then you look close and you see that. Now we're doing the chainstays. So that's going in there like that. I have to have multiple bends on this guy because I need some clearance for the crank arms. I don't want to be hitting them. I cannot believe it. Look at it. It's a thing of beauty. Tell you what, if you do it, you can put your mind to anything. To create what? You can, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. I did study engineering though. I'm working on the seat stays. I'm working on the seat stays. I've actually swapped out these because I did make these chain stays, but were a bit small and I was questioning myself and I thought, now they'll be fine. And then I got Finn over, good friend of mine from Full Factory Racing, does a lot of suspension setup in the local area and everywhere else. He said you should swap them out. So I've actually made some bigger ones. So I've got some big tube here and they're actually fit in there way nicely. Way nicer. Now I'm working on the seat stay. Oh man. Progress. And I haven't welded the frame fully yet, but what I have done is I have kind of finished the rear triangle and it looks cool, but I'm working on the rear shock. So there. So I need to work this out and make a plate that comes across here, make this look beautiful, but look at the rear triangle. Look how cool this looks. Whoa, dude. Oh, I'm gonna make this plate. It's time to weld the frame. It's been a long 9 days and I feel like it's time to do all of this. I am so tired. I'm gonna just run a time lapse of me just fully welding this up. I've got a gusset to go in here. This little guy is gonna go in there like that. Beautiful. Anyway, right, run time lapse. Look at her. She's good from far, but there's that age-old saying, nice from far, but far from nice. Oh, my welds are ugly. Anyway, after coming from the car to here, I'm at Bike Park Wales, I've actually named my bike. I like to name my bikes. I like to name everything, really, and I've named this one Wheelie. Why? because of its rear end. After a famous trail over here at Bike Park Wales, Wheelie Waver, that's what the rear's doing. It's waving about, a bit fishy. That's not a good combo. Anyway, Wheelie over here, we're gonna go for a ride and see if it'll stand its punishment out there on the trail. It's all right. I think we should just chuck it in the deep end and go ride some rough stuff. Maybe we start on a black. Not good advice, but that's what I'm gonna do. Or maybe a red. Should we start on a red? Let's do a red, okay. I don't want to jump in the deep end too quick. Right, let's load up. I don't want it to knock. What's that noise? What's that noise? Is that your bike?
I think it's your bike.
It's not, it's your bike. I even hit it with a hammer and it's still doing it. I have to sit to the side. Do you know what? It feels really plush on the rear. It's really nice and supple. I think I need to let out some air on the front. It's not balanced enough. My goodness me. Oh, I'm actually blown away. I'm actually quite surprised. Wow, at first, not gonna lie, I was full of anxiety with this whole thing just like completely collapsing underneath me. I thought the rear end was gonna shear off, but I sectioned a corner up there and I'm getting comfortable with it. I know where its limit is, I think. Like, you don't push the rear too much. Front triangle, beautiful. The way it rides is actually super plush. And the issue where this is hitting here, it's actually saved by my tire hitting my seat tube, which is incredible. But I am stoked. Hey?
Is that homemade?
Dude, it's garage made, man.
Dude, that's rad!
That was Richard. Anyway, I'm stoked. Let's go and hit a black. All right, what is it like climbing? Well, it feels quite comfortable. The knocking noise, it's definitely annoying. Can you hear that? That's my crank arm hitting my seat, my chain stays. But if I sit to the left of the bike, it actually stops because of the flex. Climbing is all right. It's a bit squishy on the rear, but it climbs really well. Like, it's quite a slippery, techie, rocky climb, but it gets me to the top, apart from that knocking noise. Oh, wow, now I'm in a rut. Oh. So yeah, this is where it hits. There. Hits here. Right. Look how close it is. The tolerances are, well, non-existent. Anyway, back to the top. It climbs. It climbs, apart from the knocking noise. Dude! That is incredible! How? Hey? It felt so good through there, Nick. It felt like like a real bike. It is, I made it, but it's from my brain. I had no drawings. I just wanted to build one, and this is what I come up with. By using, it's a bit Frankenstein, using a bit of Kona and a bit of Saracen dropouts I had, things I had in the junk drawer, and some mild steel. It's incredible. On that note, man, I cannot believe I built a full suspension bike in my garage and it works. This is a very proud Blake moment. I am super stoked how this turned out. Now, I was full of anxiety. I was like, man, this thing's gonna snap the first time I get on it because things were rubbing. I had to cut out this chainstay, literally cut it out, change it because the chain line was, I didn't take it into consideration. What went wrong? What is wrong? Because there's a lot wrong with the rear. The front triangle is incredible. I think that there is perfect for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm blowing my own trumpet, but that is perfect. It's pretty easy to make. That is really hard to make because there's a lot of force when you're riding. Like I call this as Wheelie because it waves a lot at the back. My nice 5-dev cranks are whacking my chainstays, which is not great. There's some rubbish marks there, but hey, prototype. Let us know in the comments down below if you want to see version 2 of this, Mark 2, because I'm going to keep the front triangle. I want to redesign the rear triangle. The cool thing about it is you can cut and change anything with steel. Oh, man, so stoked. Thank you very much for watching this incredible video of me going through some pain, sparks, tears, joy. And if you want to see more of Blake builds, let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time.